record so that he's able to record.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you,
Brian,
Stan.
you can record now.
Yes, and I'm recording too. So we're all
Got it.
recording. Okay. So I will now make him the spotlight speaker. Hi.
Wow.
Brian.
Hi.
You are
Hi
the
there.
spotlight speaker.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
And welcome to the Zoomathon for the Philanthropreneur Foundation. We gave a little explanation, but go ahead and introduce yourself and get into your presentation.
Well, I appreciate being here. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for showing up on a Saturday. Not that Saturday feels much different than any other day these days, but thanks for being here.
Right.
My name is Brian Williams. I run a company called Real Appointments, and our mission and our guarantee is that we guarantee qualified sales appointments for our business-to-business clients. That's what we do. And I'm going to share a couple of snippets from an hour and a half workshop that we host called Guaranteed Sales Appointments. And I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to show some slides, get something to write with, get something to write on, because I am going to move quickly and I want you to be able to get the most value out of what I'm going to teach this morning for you in the next, 13 minutes, it looks like. So let's get rolling. And by the way, thank you, Victoria, for showing off the gift box I sent you. Hot tip, send the promoter of the speaking event a gift in advance. Okay, just hot tip there. So
It worked.
One of my mentors taught me that years ago. All right, it's called buttering them up. So ethical bribing, whatever you want to call it, it's all good. Okay, it's all in good fun. So can you see my screen?
Yes, market to message match.
Perfect. Okay, so here's where everything starts when it comes to marketing, communications, everything that you ever want to do when it comes to your marketing is get this right. It's called I call it anyway, market to message match. And I'm saying this because 95% of you, 95% of the businesses that I evaluate miss this altogether, and that's why their marketing is not as effective. So even when I'm trying to get an appointment with somebody, this has to be dialed in. I have a formula for this, but before I get into the formula, if you would all entertain me a little bit, think back to your kindergarten years. This might be something you have seen in your kindergarten textbook. If somebody wouldn't mind unmuting their mic and telling me from row number 1 at the top, what doesn't fit? Come on. What's out of place? Come on. Hello.
The monkey, the monkey, the monkey.
The monkey. And why is the monkey out of place?
I'm going to say because he's the only one covering his eyes and not interacting.
The monkey's out of place because the rest are bears. The rest
I can't
of
see that well, but I can just see it.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Look, I know it's been a long time since kindergarten. All right, one
Yeah,
more.
the second one looks like a mouse.
Exactly, it kind of does. Row 2. What's out of place on row 2? Anybody?
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
The butterfly, right? Because everything else is a fish. So this is a very simple illustration for the point of matching your message to your market. If your message is out of place, if it's not resonating with your market, and I'm talking about things you post on social media, messages you send to people to connect with them, anything you do for marketing or advertising, if it's not a perfect fit and it doesn't feel right to your market, the people that you want to resonate with, you're not going to be heard. It's going to be ignored. So here's a formula that you can write down. You can take a snapshot of this. You can use it in your business, share it with your friends, that we use to help hone in on our messaging, okay? And this is where, like I said, where everything starts. So I'm going to go through this very, very quickly because I have other things I want to share with you. So number 1, pick an industry. Industries are big. Okay, industries are like healthcare, sports, entertainment, travel. Okay, big industries, multi-trillion-dollar type industries. Once you've written down an industry that you do business in, okay, just pick one. I want you to now think of a market segment that you want to work within that industry. And again, like you, I work in many different market segments, so don't get freaked out that you can't do another one later, but for this exercise, just write down one market segment. So let's say you chose healthcare. Maybe your market segment is chiropractors, or maybe your market segment is medical spas, or maybe your market segment is dentistry, okay? It doesn't matter. Just pick one that you want to do business in. And then once you've done that, think in your mind of the who. Who is it specifically within that market segment that you want to have a conversation with, okay? And there usually is a who. Okay, maybe it's the business owner. Maybe it's the office manager. Maybe it's the dentist, him or herself. Maybe it's someone outside of that industry that influences those types of businesses. Just pick a who. Okay, and again, I know the hesitation. I'm a type A entrepreneur myself, just like everybody on this call. I know a lot of you here. But for the moment, just pick the one person that you want to have a meeting with. Imagine if I were to fill a boardroom up of 12 people that you could have a conversation with about your business. Who would you want to have in that room? Who are the influencers to make decisions about what it is that you sell? Now, this last part is the creme de la creme, okay? If you can tap into the conversation that's going on in their mind, especially the conversation about what is it that's frustrating them? What is it that they are feeling that's maybe painful or aggravating? If you can enter that conversation and present yourself, your product or your service in a way that solves or resolves or minimizes that frustration, you're going to win. You're going to win the conversation every time. So it might be that they're overworked. It might be that they need help with organization. It might be that they're stressed out because of their boss. It might be because they are stressed out because of their patients or their clients. Whatever is freaking them out or stressing them out, if you can come in and solve that problem or minimize that problem from a very caring perspective, you're going to win the conversation every time. So this is a formula that you can use when it comes to creating a campaign to get your market to message match dialed in. This is where everything starts. I'm checking my time. Okay, now, a lot of people that we have found struggle with what to say. What do I say to people that I meet online? What do I say to people that I meet through social media? Now, we use LinkedIn primarily as our platform of choice to enter conversations with business owners and business people that we may not already have a relationship with. So I'm going to use LinkedIn for the sake of this example. Okay, if you don't use LinkedIn, that's okay. The same stuff applies to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the new thing is, okay? It applies to all of them. But let me just go into I'm skipping through here, connecting and messaging, okay? Because this is the thing, right? We all want to connect with new people, right? That might want to do business with us. I mean, let's just face it, right? We're entrepreneurs, we're business people. So this is important. And so I'm going to share with you some of the things that we do right now with ourselves and our clients to message people and have it be kind of fun and not so salesy or weird. Number one, just make it all about them. Okay, the reason I started with that market to message match is because it helps you make it all about the other person, right? Everybody wants you to listen, wants you to care for them. So how do you make it all about them? Well, there's some key words. And you can write these keywords down. They're not hard. You've heard of them all before. The first keyword to write down is the word you. Use the word you in your messaging, in your communication, okay? Here's a message that we send out on behalf of one of our clients, Joe Kennemore. He runs a large video production company in town, and this is a connection request message that my team sent out on his behalf. Simon, hope you, keyword, are doing well. Let's connect here on LinkedIn. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just make it about the other person, right? Don't be weird. Don't start putting your sales pitch in here. Make it simple. Make it about them. Here's another example. Ronan, my business partner, he's reaching out right now to IT professionals, okay? So he reaches out to this gentleman named John. John accepts his connection request on LinkedIn. Then without hesitation, Ronan sends a personal note. Hey, John, thanks for connecting. I hope all is well with keyword you and business is good at Allegiance. That's John's company, okay? So it's all about John, nothing salesy, nothing weird, okay? So that's a tip. Make it all about them. Next, non-sales messages, non-sales in short, okay? People are time crunched, okay? Checking my time, we're good. Here's a message that we're using. I would screenshot this. I don't have time to read it, but this is a sensitive, personal message that is caring about the other person. Just grab a screenshot of this right now. You can use this exactly. You can modify it to your own content, feel free to steal it from me, okay? I'm giving you permission. It's working very, very well. And it's just about the other person, right? Yes, we're making a request to have a conversation, but again, it starts with everything about them. And finally, I want to share my third point, which is go ahead and find third-party relevant content that the other person might enjoy. Let's go back to Ronan's conversation with John. Ronan found an article using the Google from Forbes, and it was an article that had everything about John, nothing to do with what Ronan wanted, everything about what John might be interested in, sends it to John. A week later, does it again with a different article. This case, in this example, Ronan asks John a question. Hey, how are you? What is your strategy for going after these technology dollars? And John responds. Interestingly, John responds thanking Ronan. When's the last time you got thanked for sending somebody a message or sending somebody an email? Probably not recently. But this approach works. So John thanks Ronan for sending these messages, and without Ronan even asking to have a conversation or an appointment, John sends Ronan his email, his phone number, and his calendar link to book a call with the person that Ronan wants to meet with. So this is a real example of how this, making it about them, having your market to message match can really, really work to your advantage on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on TikTok, whatever it is that you use right now for your business. I think I have a couple of more minutes, so I'm going to go into one other topic. Do I have any more time?
Yes, you do. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Again, this is from a 1 hour and 90-minute talk, but I wanted you to get some real value that you can implement in your business literally today if you want. So let's go into my, I'm just going to go into my action plan here. A lot of people are confused with what to do on LinkedIn. And we use this, like I said, day in and day out, very, very effectively, very, very successfully. Let me go back. I want to share with you my three power profile tips for your profile. And again, although I'm showing you LinkedIn, this will work on Facebook as well. Your profile photo. Going back to Ronan, if you can, get a professional photograph. Okay, that's number one. They will help you. Number two, if regardless of the photo that you use, make sure your background has no distractions in it. I don't want to see bookcases. I don't want to see plants. I don't want to see landscapes. I don't want to see kids. Just make it plain. Okay, white, gray, black, blue, doesn't matter. Number two, it's your face. Okay, it's all about your face, right? I want to meet you. So make it close up, make it inviting. Whatever facial expression you use, make it inviting, make it your personality, okay? Mine looks a lot different than that, okay? As you can tell, I'm a little bit excitable, okay? So my facial expression looks a little different on my profile photo, but it's still professional. Number two is your headline. Especially on LinkedIn, most people don't change this. They just have their title and their company name. That's boring and meaningless. Going back to my client, Joe Kennemore, look at his headline, stress-free live events, tapping into that pain that his customer has and video production for the most prestigious technology companies in the world. He is calling his market out. Now, we obviously wrote this for him, but he's calling his market out. You want to do this when you're running a campaign, whether you're connecting with people, marketing, social media posts, or what have you. So those are a couple of tips that you can implement both on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it, just to kind of bring your profile up to par and resonate with your audience. I think I'm close to the end of my time. I'm happy to take a question or two, or
take a question or two. We have a few minutes before our next speaker. Does anyone have questions for Brian? Those were great tips. Absolutely great tips. Anyone have questions? I will go ahead.
My contact information in the chat. And next Friday, if you want to get a deeper dive, we are hosting a free presentation called Guaranteed Sales Appointments. You can register for free at, oddly enough, guaranteedsalesappointments.com. If you'd like to join me, it's a completely free workshop, and we'll walk you through our entire process of how we use LinkedIn to get these appointments. And so,
those were great tips. It's phenomenal. The more simple you become, the more effective it is. I suffer from diarrhea of the mouth. Okay, I said it. Being a teacher, you want to give them all the details all the time. And I had to really learn to stop talking, or, just make it simple like you said, how are you doing there? Which is a very great tip. Make sure you put your contact information in the chat box. We are recording, and all of these recordings will be posted on the Philantrepreneur Show on YouTube. If you're looking right next to me, you can see the link for that. It's really easy, youtube.com/C/The Philantrepreneur Show, and we will see that. I want to thank Brian Williams for being a fantastic guest with lots and lots of tips. And I will make people, I'll remind them to make sure they have their pad and paper, because yes, you did give a lot of tips that they needed to write down, but we recorded it. Thank you, Brian, for being a fantastic guest. Thank you.
My pleasure.